Hi, I'm Manon Lagrève, and today I'm going to show you how to make a batch of maple crêpe bretonne with a delicious maple syrup caramel and some beautiful caramelized apple. So this recipe is my family recipe. I used to eat it all the time, so I'm very excited to share it with you. First step, of course, let's make the batter. So I start with cracking 3 eggs. And another one. Okay. Then we add the sugar. So I just sprinkle on top of my eggs. I love to add quite a lot of sea salt into my batter because it really contrasts the sweetness. And then we add the maple syrup. Perfect. So we whisk that together for about 30 seconds. Already smells really good. Okay, and now we just add all of the flour in the bowl, all in one go. And I'm gonna add half of the milk when it started to get a bit too sticky. And then I just add more milk and more milk. Perfect. So you really want to whisk it quite well because you see, I still have a little bit of lumps, and then we'll add the butter and the rest of the milk. Whew. Okay, well, now you can take a break, but I'm gonna finish the recipe. So we have our melted butter. So really what makes crêpe bretonne what they are is the amount of butter in the batter. It's quite a hard thing for me to say. But really it's gonna give us some really nice kind of pocket of fat on a delicious crêpe. Today I'm using a whisk, but if you had a mixer at home, you could also use a mixer. Or the batter is starting to look quite nice and glossy. Still a bit too thick for me, so I'm adding the rest of the milk. And crêpe wouldn't be finished without calvados in my family. And this one was made by my grandpa, so I think he'll be very proud. And I do think that this bottle might be from 1963, so it's very precious. Our crêpe batter is done. Time to make our maple syrup caramel. I'm gonna boil the butter and the maple syrup together for a good 3 minutes. And then I'm gonna pour some delicious maple syrup on top. I do think this type of caramel is actually much easier to make than the classic caramel, because really you just have to let it boil for 3 minutes, and then we just add the cream, and it's fantastic. While this is nicely melting away, I'm just gonna start peeling my delicious apples. Okay, so the caramel is nice and bubbly now. Time to add our double cream. And I just use a nice wooden spoon to mix everything together. So I'm gonna keep half of this caramel and then cook the apple in the leftover. Nice, it smells so good. Okay, these delicious apples are gonna cook here. And I love a little bit of seasoning. So just 2 pinches of sea salt on top of the apples. So this is gonna bubble away for 5 to 7 minutes here. And now, time to get ready for our crêpes. Okay, so I have a hot pan. I'm gonna sizzle a little bit of butter. So when the butter sizzles, it means that your pan is ready for your crêpes. So, just one nice ladle, and then you just pour nicely and make a nice circle with your pan. I love using the pure maple syrup of Canada into the batter because it's going to give us this really nice golden and brown color as well. So that's going to sit for about 1 minute, and then I'm going to try to flip it over. Okay, first try at flipping. Woo! It's not too bad. Okay, it's so nice and golden brown now. And then in a nice plate. And I'm gonna do a few more before covering them with the caramel and the apples. And finally now just time to plate up with our delicious caramelized apples. So I like to add a generous portion on top of my stack of crêpe. And of course I have some maple syrup caramel to finish it up. Oh, that's so nice. And a little bit of icing sugar to make it look beautiful. Thank you for cooking along with me today. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And don't forget, follow Maple Canada UK on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter for more inspiration and recipes like this. Bon appétit!